Hello, happy Monday. Once again, I'm hoping you have a wonderful start to your week. Particularly in phase one of the SWOT inclusion system, I like to always iterate and share with people my strengths. 4 out of 5 of my strengths are all about strategic thinking. And the beauty of knowing your strengths is that when you know your strengths, you deliberately show up and share that with others so that people are aware of your perspective. I also think it's important to recognize that there's so many layers, as I mentioned last week, of our inclusive journey. So particularly when I think about the intelligences, and that's kind of how I coined it. I'll talk a little bit about those this week, but I love this idea of understanding how we can use our positive intelligence. It doesn't mean that negative things don't occur, because they do occur. However, it's always a bouncing off place. So we use the contrast as a means to focus on how do we equip ourselves to keep going? How do we equip ourselves to find resources and tools that we wouldn't have otherwise? How do we also find solutions that we wouldn't have, because problems are to be expected. However, solutions is where we lean more into inclusivity. Also, I think it's important that it helps us learn how to be more collaborative. How do you think differently with someone who thinks differently than you? And more importantly, how do you make sure you stay emotionally intact to be able to enhance that collaboration? I know emotional intelligence has been a topic of discussion for a very long time. However, it's all these facets of intelligence that lead to success and to lead to achievement. So once again, I hope you feel accomplished as you're starting your week, and I'll talk to you soon.